Now, we're going to take up one more problem on the composite bar. The problem number reads as 53. A solid steel bar of 500 mm and 70 mm diameter is placed inside an aluminum tube having 75 mm inside diameter and 100 mm outside diameter. The aluminum cylinder is 0.15 mm longer than the steel bar. An axial load of 600 kN is applied to the bar and the cylinder through a rigid cover plates as shown in the figure. So we have a figure here. It says that the length of the steel bar is 500 and the aluminum tube is about 0.15 mm more than the steel bar. And here the diameter of the steel bar is 70 mm. The inner diameter of the aluminum tube is 75 mm and the outer diameter of the aluminum tube is 100 mm. And the axial load of 600 kN is applied of the bar. So 600 kN is applied here and the cylinder through a rigid cover plate. So this is the rigid cover plates. The stresses, find the stresses developed in steel and aluminum tube. So we need to find out only the stresses. And also assume the Young's modulus of steel as 210 kN per mm square and the Young's modulus of aluminum as 70 kN per mm square. So this is the problem which is given to you. So first what I need to understand here is how much the stresses which will going to be developed. So here the stresses what we get, the length of the aluminum tube is little bit more than the steel tube, that is by 5.15 here you can see. So initially how much load it will going to require to compress this 0.15 mm, that is you need to find out. Then only the remaining load is taken for the deformation in both steel and the aluminum bar. So because these two are separate, because the steel rod has is about 0.15 mm less than the aluminum tube. So now first we will going to write the data whatever it has been given. So he has given the length of the steel rod as 500 mm. The diameter, inner diameter of aluminum is 75 mm and outer diameter of aluminum is 100. The diameter of steel bar is 70 mm and the load which is 600 kN, which will be equal to 6 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton. And Young's modulus of steel is 210 kN per mm square, which is equal to 2.1 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per mm square. Young's modulus of aluminum is 70 kN per mm square. So that will be equal to 0.7 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per mm square. So this is the data which is given. So first we are going to find out what is the area of cross section of steel bar. So the area of the cross section of the steel bar will be equal to pi by 4 into ds square. So it is pi by 4 into 70 square. On simplification, on calculation, you will going to get it as 3848.45 mm square. Now we will find out the area of aluminum tube. So to do that, aluminum AAL will be equal to pi by 4 into d naught square minus di square. So that will be equal to pi by 4 into 100 square minus 75 square. So that sum will be equal to 3436.117 mm square. Now once you get this, now we go for the load required to compress the aluminum tube by 0.15 mm. So that is delta what we need to know. So delta is equal to P into L by A into E. So we know delta, we know the length of the aluminum tube, because that is the aluminum tube is the one which has been in contact with the rigid plate. Once the load is applied in the beginning, so here we can see that we can I will explain here. You can see that at the 600 kN is applied first to the aluminum tube. Then that what is the load required to compress this much amount we need to calculate first. Then only after the deformation of 0.15, after the compression of 0.15, then only both aluminum tube and the steel rod will be in contact with the rigid plate. So that is the reason why we need to calculate the load required to compress 0.15 mm. We need to find out. So what is that formula? PAL into LAL divided by AAL into EAL. So we know the value of delta, which is the deformation or the compression, which is get by 0.15. We want to calculate the length load of the aluminium. What is the load which is required to compress that 0.15 mm, and the length of the aluminium rod, which will be here. The length of the steel rod is 500 plus 0.15. So 500.15. Area of aluminium is known, and also the Young's modulus of aluminium is known. So by substituting those values, that is 0.15 is equal to P into 500.15 divided by 3436.117 into 70 into 10 to the power of 3, or 0.7 into 7 into 10 to the power of 4, or 0.7 into 10 to the power of 5. So either you can substitute like this, or it can be like that, but the total value will going to remain the same. So then what is the load you are going to get? The load will be 72,136.8 Newton, which is approximately equal to, converting that into kilonewton, 72.137 kilonewton. So that is the load which is required to compress 0.15. So what will going to be the remaining load? The remaining load PR will be equal to 600 minus 72.137, which will be equal to 527.863. So once you know that when the load of 72.137 kilonewton is applied, then the aluminium rod will going to be compressed by 0.15, such that the rigid plate will be now in contact with both the aluminium tube and also with the steel rod. So once you get that, now we go for this load will be shared by steel and aluminium tube. So that means the remaining load what you have, that will going to be shared by both steel rod and the aluminium tube. Now we have segregated that. Once you do that, PRS plus PRAL will be equal to the total load. That is sigma RS or PRS plus PRAL will be equal to 527.863, because that is the one initial load which is required to compress that 0.15 we have calculated. The remaining load will going to be shared by both aluminium rod and also the steel rod. So now to do that, what is PRS, which will be also, we know that delta LRS will be equal to delta LRAL, that is PRS into LS by AS into ES will be equal to PRA into LRA by AL into EAL. So that is the remaining load what you will going to get. So PRS, which I don't know, into length of the steel rod is 500. You know the area of steel and you know the Young's modulus of steel. That is 3848.45 into 22.1 into 10 to the power of 3. So again, here, which will be equal to, it should be 2.1 into 10 to the power of 5. Here it should be 2.1 into 10 to the power of 5. Then that is equal to PRAL into 500 divided by 3436.117 into 0.7 into 10 to the power of 5. So that will be on simplification. PRS will be equal to 3.36 into PRAL. So once you get this, so you know on simplification 3.36 PRAL, because PRS is 3.36 into PRAL, you substitute the value of this in this equation, that is 3.36 into PRAL plus PRAL is equal to 527.863. So on simplification, you will going to get the remaining load on the aluminium will be equal to 121.007 kilonewton. So PRS, what we are going to get the value of PRS? PRS will be equal to the remaining load on the steel, which will be 527.863 minus 121.07, which will be equal to 406.793 will going to be the load on the steel rod. What is the total load shared by the aluminium tube? The total load shared by the aluminium tube is the load carried initial load required to compress the aluminium by 0.15 plus the load on the remaining load on the aluminium tube. So that is 121.07 plus 72.137, which will be equal to 193.207 will be the kilonewton, will be the load, total load coming on the aluminium tube. Then the load shared by the steel rod will be equal to 406.793 kilonewton. So stress induced in the steel rod, which is sigma S, will be equal to PS by AS, which will be equal to 406.793 into 10 to the power of 3. So here 406.793 into 10 to the power of 3 divided by area of steel rod 3848.45, which will be equal to 105.7 Newton per mm square. Stress induced in the aluminium tube, which is sigma AL, which will be equal to PAL by AAL, which will be equal to 193.207 into 10 to the power of 3 divided by 3436.117, which will be equal to 56.23 Newton per mm square. Since in the given problem is asked only to find out the stress induced in both steel rod and the aluminium tube, and hence this will going to be our final solution. Thank you.